So now let's jump into some of the content about what is solar, how does it work, and what does it look like. I'm going to start off with a diagram here of a solar system. You'll see the solar panel. It's labeled photovoltaic panel that sits on the roof of your home, or it could be mounted on a ground mount next to the home or somewhere else in your property. Sunlight strikes that panel. It produces electricity as a voltage. There are two types of voltages in general. There's DC electricity and AC electricity. If you don't know what that means, that's totally fine. But solar panels produce one of them, DC electricity, and everything in your home uses AC electricity. And so we have a special box called an inverter, or we have a set of boxes called microinverters. They do the same exact thing, and they convert that DC electricity into AC electricity. From there, the solar system gets plugged into your home electrical panel. That's your breaker box, might be in your garage or somewhere else in your home. And from there, the electricity being produced by your solar panels can be used in all the circuits of your home, your lights, your refrigerator, any appliances you have. If you are producing excess solar energy at any given moment, you will be able to send that out through your utility meter onto the electrical grid. One note is that your utility meter, if you don't have solar, is a unidirectional meter. That means it only measures the energy that you are drawing in from the grid. But when you have solar, your utility company will swap that out for a bidirectional meter, so you can measure electricity going in both directions. At moments where you're not using where you're not producing enough solar energy to meet your demand, no worries, you're still connected to the grid and you can use energy coming in from the grid. As I mentioned, there are two ways to mount solar on a home. One is a roof mount that is incredibly popular, and the vast majority of solar systems are roof mounts. It's a great way to use roof space that's otherwise just sitting there baking in the sun. Ground mount is also a great option. You should note that you will need the space for a ground mount. You will also need to connect the ground mount still to your electrical panel, and that involves running a wire from wherever you have the ground mount to your home. And it so happens that that wire and installing the wire can be relatively expensive. And so if you have a ground mount that is far away from your home, that may increase the project cost to a certain degree. But these are both great options for mounting solar. As I mentioned, when you are producing excess solar energy, you can send that out to the grid. And because of a great system called net metering, you can get credit for that electricity. When you are producing excess during a month, you get net metering credit for that. During months when you are not producing as much solar energy as you need, for example, in the cloudier winter months, you can use some of the credits that you stored up. So I'm going to walk you through these two charts here. On the left is a summer month. The orange bar is the amount of solar energy produced during that month, and the green arrow is the net metering credit earned. The blue bar is the amount of electricity you used, and so that's the difference. There is the green arrow, and then over on the right you see the red arrow is what you would be purchasing in excess of your production. Net metering is a great system. It does work a little bit differently between the different utilities, and there are three main utilities serving the Hood River County area, including Pacific Power, Hood River Electric Co-op, and Cascade Locks Municipal Power. So just note that there are some differences there, and you'll be able to talk with your contractor about what that means for your installation. So that's the basics of solar energy.